To quote the great Michael Scott, it takes a big man to admit when he is wrong, and I am that big man. We missed on a few. We hit on a bunch. No Maddie, no Jay. In his place tonight, Guy Forge of Pressable Defects. What's up, Guy?
What's up, Gary? What's up, Jem? What's up, chat? Ready for this?
We got
boys.
a lot of people in here for tonight. I feel like this is gonna be a good one. No Fisto, Mr. Jem Mint, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. And I must say, my last week's prediction on how this whole thing was going to end was pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate. I will say that. Pretty accurate. We will go through everything, but there was no Fisto. We saw
no Fisto. And like I said, when I saw Agatha all along, I'm like, it's too much to shoehorn Mephisto into the end. That's like saying Agatha wasn't enough. And I think she was enough, man. I think they did her justice. I think, they took this character from the comics that was kind of obscure. Not too many people knew about her unless you were like a real comic hardcore fan. And they made her a dope villain, man. So
she was awesome.
I thought it was good, man.
And my favorite part I had a lot of favorite parts, but she's not gone. She's not dead. You know she's coming back. And we'll get into that later. Right. Everyone in the chat, we already have over 100 in here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. This is our last coverage of WandaVision, probably forever, because there's no way it's ever coming back. It's been a lot of fun. We missed and we hit. So with that, let's get right into this episode. It literally opens up taking up what am I saying here? It literally takes place right after the last episode. Like literally right after it.
They left off and then we start.
No BS. Let's just get right to the point.
Right to it. The kids are strung up. Agatha has them strung up. And they're outside in the street, and Wanda starts blasting her with her abilities. And they start going back and forth a little bit. And before you know it, the kids are let loose. They go. Wanda tells them, "Go back to the house." Blah 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 blah. And then Wanda pulls the move out. Man, Wanda pulls that. If you guys remember back in Civil War, she did it to Tony.
The car.
Well,
she's like, look, she's absorbing all my hits. I can't hit her directly with the energy. Let me just grab this car and just chuck it at her.
And it worked.
Yeah,
he had the Wicked Witch of the West look with the boots. You think that was a little
as soon I think I got Fee in the back. She can confirm or deny. But as soon as she hit it with the car and the car was in the building, I'm like, they're gonna Wizard of Oz that shit. And sure enough,
I said the same thing. My wife started laughing. I go, look, Wizard of Oz. I go, this is great.
So even in the last episode, they're hitting movies and they're hitting TV shows and just talking about. I thought that was really clever. Wanda turns around and the White Vision is there, acting all lovey-dovey, holds her head all romantic-like, and then starts to crush it. And then we have
that was crazy too, man. He's like,
and you heard it,
like his skulls crushed.
You heard bones, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then Wanda's vision shows up. We'll say Mind Stone Vision, however you want to say it. He shows up and takes the White Vision out real quick.
And I knew it. I knew that was the Luke Skywalker cameo. That was the actor that he never worked with, which was himself. And just kind of like what I predicted. Hayward sent in the weaponized White Vision to try to take down the Hex, and then you got Vision versus Vision, Wanda versus Agatha. Now there were some things I thought were going to play out different, and I guess we'll talk about it in a second. But also surprised where they left off with White Vision. So
yeah,
I wasn't mad though at all, Jem.
Yeah,
that Paul Bettany was talking about himself. As much as it got everybody talking and it got everybody going crazy trying to figure it out.
Where's the guy in the chat that swore it was Al Pacino coming as Mephisto? He had the inside scoop.
I said Pacino.
He showed face. No. I'm gonna give this guy credit because he was in here pissed off that he was fed misinformation, but he was absolutely in here. He may still be here.
So he owned up to it. Hey, it's all good, man.
Yeah, mechanical. Hey, I was the first one screaming Mephisto. I mean, well,
let me tell you something. I think that people who are hoarding SS3s might be scared right now, but there's still a chance for Mephisto later, especially with the post-credit scene, especially with the teasers in Loki. So we'll see what happens.
There's no doubt in my mind he's coming. They've already acknowledged him in the first Avengers movie, which we talked about a few weeks ago.
Which also doesn't mean that it was going to show up 10 years later in Disney Plus. But
true. So here, this is where I am patting all of us on the back, and especially Maddie Forge. If you go back to our episode 5 coverage. Our episode 5, we're going back weeks ago at the 50-minute mark. Maddie Forge goes into a very detailed explanation about Chthon and the Darkhold. And all the credit in the world to him. That was weeks ago. And here we are in town. Agatha and Wanda. You have Agatha up top on the building. Looking awesome, by the way. They did a hell of a job with her character. I thought it was great. And she says, here is the quote. Did you know there's a whole chapter devoted to you in the Darkhold?
Name drop.
Episode 5 recap. We talked about that. So that's the biggest hit we had through this whole 8-week process through the 9 episodes. I mean, that was fantastic to him. She also references it as the Book of the Damned and tells Wanda the power of basically the Scarlet Witch. Power exceeds the Sorcerer Supreme. So we know now Wanda is on another level of power. She just needs to learn it. Agnes wakes up to prove it to Wanda. Agatha wakes the town up, or I'm going to use wakes them up, and they're all basically pleading to Wanda. Yeah. And we shift a little bit. We shift before that kind of happens. And we have Monica and our boy Ralph there.
So that was the other. That was my thing. I was like, I don't think Mephisto's coming, but that Ralph thing's still lingering. And they played the Ralph card, Ralph Boner.
Yeah, Ralph Boner, and we see a little bit more of Monica's powers.
She kind of Neo the One Matrix style showed her powers.
She's like, what's going on here? And realized what was happening with the necklace. Agatha was controlling him with the necklace.
If you look back at it, when she first opened up the basement, she could see the magic on the vines, right? Mm-hmm. That was a play towards that, and then she could see the magic around the necklace too. So
that and we see Monica's powers again later. Another piece of Monica's powers. They tease, we got a lot of glimpses of her after she developed.
And we'll talk about it more, I guess, with the post-credit scene, but we might see her again.
Oh, we are, man. We have to. So we go back to town. Wanda's in there, and all of the townsfolk are basically pleading, let us go, let us go. And she's like, you could do whatever you want, go to sleep. They're basically going back and forth. She has a little mini meltdown and starts choking everyone out.
Yeah.
And then releases them and basically apologizes to everyone. Like, I'm sorry. She opens the hex. Go. And she's being the hero here, right? She doesn't realize she's being the villain at points. So she's being the hero here, opening up the hex and telling everyone to go.
Which lets Hayward in.
At the same time, right? Here comes Sword. I mean, do we consider them Sword? I guess they are, right? They're still Sword agents.
Yeah. But Hayward, so we learn, his villainous nature. His whole thing was really just trying to have an excuse to weaponize Vision, to kind of blame it on Wanda, and get away with his little plan, which is kind of like, I didn't really get his plan that much. It was a whatever kind of thing, throwaway villain.
I feel like he wanted to just be the hero to save the Vision for them.
But he definitely came at it villainously. You know what I mean? Like, Wanda is an Avenger. Like, we lost. That's funny. I just watched Infinity War and Endgame last night, back to back, and it's like we don't have Cap, we don't got Tony, we don't have Black Panther anymore. We don't know how that's going to play out in the movies. But it's like, dang. So you have one of these Avengers. There's not that many left, and it's like you're wanting to kill her. Like, he wanted to kill her. Literally, that's what he said.
Yeah, he wanted to kill her. He wanted to destroy her and be done with her, which is crazy. So it almost was like, it's almost like the villain.
Yeah.
Was it Mephisto? No, just kidding.
I think, I saw another video, something about, you have different levels and tiers of villainy, right? So you have like Agatha was the big bad. He was kind of like the sub boss. He was like the Goro to the Shang Tsung a little bit.
Yeah. That, and one thing, and I don't know if we ever did talk about this, but it's not Marvel's MO to send a whole bunch of baddies,
right?
One
That's
or two.
More of a Sony Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, like you don't get, and I mean, playing Monday morning quarterback, right? You don't get Hayward and Agatha with the Chthon as well as Mephisto. That was a nightmare as well. This is all guys we talked about, but like it's not Marvel's MO. So shame on us for missing some of that stuff. But
man, I don't know that I really missed it, but okay.
Oh, you had it. You said this was it. No more. More.
I said it was going to be more straightforward than the fan theories.
Yep. So Wanda gets bombarded. We talked about it. She opens up the hex, and now Vision and the kids start to deteriorate. It almost looked like puzzle pieces. And
there was a little bit of doubt in the air, right? Like whether or not the kids were going to deteriorate, and they did.
Yeah, but so right now you have Wanda going through an emotional wreck. She's losing both of her kids. She's losing Vision again.
Mm-hmm.
She closes up the hex. In the meantime, you have White Vision taking on Vision,
which was a dope fight.
Oh yeah, they did a great job. So let me say it this way: Sword, Vision, White Vision, and Agnes are all there.
Yeah,
and everybody played their part. Vision took on Vision. The kids took on the Sword.
Right. I thought that it was going to play out that Wanda gets White Vision to realize who he is, and then they all team up against Agatha. But I guess it was kind of quick how Vision talked himself into it. Like, you're programmed to kill Vision, but whose Vision? Your Vision.
My man. I'm going to talk about that. My man beat Vision with a theory.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was like, if a Vision screams in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it really make a sound?
So, basically it goes Vision versus Vision, Wanda versus Agatha, and the twins take on the military, right? And in this moment, the Visions take off, the witches take off, and you have the kids beat up the military real quick. That took about 15 seconds, if that. Yeah. But Hayward's still there. Hayward rolls up, starts trying to shoot at the kids.
That was crazy.
Kids. What's wrong with this guy?
I was like, so we're shooting at kids now? Okay.
That's what I said.
What is that? That kind of... Maybe that may be the biggest flaw in the whole show, because where did that come
this
from?
This guy's losing it. Why is he so angry?
Why he's so mad?
Yeah.
I don't get it. So, and then we see Monica, another source, another type of power from Monica. Mm-hmm. She's blocking the bullets. They're going through her, and they're just kind of deading. Just bloop, bloop, bloop. Except the one that got past her, that Wiccan stopped. Yeah. But what's crazy, and this is what I didn't understand, maybe a little flaw, maybe a little screw up. Monica watches the bullet, right? Mm-hmm. Why couldn't she run? If she's fast enough to watch the bullet,
looked at that like, oh shit, one got by me, and she was too slow to react. But luckily, Wiccan has powers too. That's how I interpreted that.
Oh, so she was too slow. So
yeah, because like, oh shit, one got by me, and it's like it's a bullet. It's fast.
She stopped those. Like she stopped the 3 or 4 that were like coming in, and then she didn't see that one, and that one's already past her. I think that's what it was. Yeah,
it's
I think
possible.
You're right.
Wiccan stops it, and then all of a sudden Darcy takes out Hayward, whatever his name is, gets in a truck to try to run them all over. Now he wants to run everyone over, and then
like Darcy, this guy, man. Jeez.
That fucking went crazy.
And Darcy stops him, and that's the last kind of we see of Darcy. That's it for her, and Hayward's trapped in the car, and that's that story.
That's all it took to get this guy subdued.
And Darcy got one line. That's what Darcy got. One line.
Yeah, there was some talk about her having like a minimal cameo here. Like maybe that was even shot. Maybe she did all her shoots in one day or something.
It could have. I actually liked her in the show. I thought she did a really good job.
I liked her a lot.
She's a little quirky or whatever, but yeah, it's a good little comic relief, I guess.
That's it. So now we have Wanda's vision. So the colored Vision, the White Vision, and he legitimately like defeats him with a theory. Like confused him and everything.
Well, White Vision's not evil. He's just programmed to destroy Vision, right?
You want me to explain the theory? Because I kind of looked into it.
I did. Yeah. I mean, I looked into it too. You could explain it. I think it makes sense.
So basically,
you're programmed to destroy Vision, but who's Vision? I'm not a Vision. You're not your Vision more than me, or some shit like that, right?
Yeah. Basically,
correct.
Yeah, Wanda's vision had the Mind Stone, but
she had a part of the Mind Stone within Wanda. See, I thought this was going to play out that was transferred into White Vision to make him whole again. But
that's what I thought. I thought they were going to fuse together when they were going through each other.
Why didn't they? And why the hell did they let him escape? So what's going to happen with White Vision moving? All right, let's go through the theory, but it's weird. Are we going to see him in an Avengers movie or like?
I don't know. What are they building? West Coast Avengers? Like I have no idea.
You'll see him pop. You'll see him pop again.
I just don't see us having like Avengers movies anymore. Like how we had the 4 that we had. I feel like with mutants coming and Fantastic Four, like are we going to do another Avengers movie?
We won't need it. That's
what I'm saying.
And I mean, plenty of team up movies.
Any Avengers movie is going to be different because you're not going to have the same major players. You're going to have it's going to be a whole new team, like a West Coast Avengers team. You know what I mean? So
yeah, or the Young Avengers,
or the Young Avengers. They're going to have.
Anyway, I'm moving.
Start over.
Wicked is Young Avengers too, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, they both are. Both the kids.
All right. So anyway, back to the theory. We're jumping forward, right?
So the theory basically is this boat, right? If you have this original boat and you have a few pieces of this wood that rot and you replace those pieces of wood with like a steel or something, but you save the rotted pieces of wood, okay? I may be getting this wrong, but if you save the rotted pieces of wood and now you go build another boat and you use those rotted pieces of wood, which of the two boats is the real
original boat? Correct.
Right? And it is neither and both, I guess.
Right. Neither and both.
Depending on
what short-circuited his brain.
Yeah, he went crazy like, well, this is all messed up. And then Wanda's vision, the one she created, asked to basically fix the White Vision and give him the memories that are already in him.
Right. He already experienced. And what's interesting is that Wanda's vision never had those memories. If you remember, he didn't remember anything prior to the show.
No, all he did was like unlock the data because it was there and he says it. The data's there. You can't just get rid of it. It's just blocked or whatever. Kind of hits him with the little vision magic, whatever it is, and unlocks everything.
And he just did.
And then he just bailed.
I thought he was going to come back and like save the day, but he just never came back.
My man just left.
He was like, you know what?
Gone. I don't know where he went. He's just gone. So now let's go back to
where's
Wanda
he going though? And I'm still not. Where's he going?
I don't know. Maybe he's going to Sokovia to see what happened. Maybe he's going to relive the memories and see the locations. But my man left.
Dipped.
And what's crazy is how the hell did he get out of the hex?
We could phase through it, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe because at that point the hex was still in play.
How did he get in the hex?
Oh, oh yeah.
Did he come through while it was open, or was he able to just get through?
They didn't touch on that.
No, he was already in.
He was in.
Yeah, they sent him in.
And what about his forehead? They're saying that it's an arc reactor.
So that I was going to get to that too. It definitely is an arc reactor, 100%. And this is where it opens up into: did they get permission from Tony to use the arc reactor, or did they steal that technology as well?
Right,
to make him work, and then that's what starts all the what's it called? We're seeing double vision.
I doubt they got permission because Tony wouldn't give his arc reactor technology to anybody. So
that's my point. Doesn't that start Armor Wars?
Well, that's a show, isn't that a show they're doing?
Correct.
Yeah. Right.
So maybe that's when you'll see that vision again, Jim.
Maybe that's where he went. Maybe he's going to Justin Hammer's facility or something. Who knows?
Be. Or maybe he's going to Hayward's I totally got wrong. The beekeepers and the hex and AIM, when really the hex was the hex magic, I would imagine, and not necessarily the shape of the AIM symbol.
So when the family was breaking apart, did you notice all the it wasn't hexes, it was blocks, like
it was puzzle pieces.
So it was kind of like the House of M cover, with Wanda breaking apart. Like it reminded me of that, like totally.
It's crazy. So all right, so now let's see, where are we? Okay, Wanda sneaks up on Agatha and in that old dream sequence thing. You know how she was messing with all the Avengers during Age of Ultron?
Nice. She hit her with the thing, right?
Yeah, she hit her with the whatever that move is called.
I kind of felt like that wasn't going to work either, right?
No, because again, this is and Agatha said this, you've never fought a witch before. So
but she's learning too. She's learning her magic.
Hey, you know what's funny also, when I was watching Endgame last night, Thor's mother says she was raised by witches. Like witches was already established in the MCU prior to this.
Yeah, we've so
and hold on, and the Mind Stone kind of prophesies the Scarlet Witch too, right?
Yeah, to her.
Right.
Yeah.
Because remember, you can't train the Scarlet Witch. It's chosen or it's forged.
Yeah, she doesn't have a coven.
See, that opens up my comment before. I even said it to Gary before. What's her name says to her? Agatha says to her, she goes, "The Scarlet Witch is not born,
right?
She is forged," which I think is awesome.
But yes, she has no coven. She isn't taught anything. She has to self-learn, self-teach, right?
But see, Agatha did teach her something with them runes.
She did teach her something.
Well, now, yeah.
So during this dream sequence or nightmare sequence, right? That's kind of what it is. Agatha's on the stake, and all the witches coming back to life. The witches from what was it, last episode or the episode before? They're damned, right? That she absorbed their power. She's basically killed them, and now they're coming back to life, and they turn on Wanda because the Scarlet Witch is a bad thing.
Right.
They don't like that. And they put her on the stake, and you see the crown. You see Wanda's crown start to basically show. She powers up real quick, knocks Agnes back to the reality, and this is where they go at it.
And now she has full-on Scarlet Witch gear, which I think looked really good, man. I really like the MCU Scarlet Witch costume.
Oh, hell yeah. So they're floating around, and Agatha again's like, "Hey, let me take your power. You can stay in this world. I'll change it so everything is better for you, blah, 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 blah." So Wanda starts hitting her with the magic. She's missing. She's hitting the hex. She's hitting her.
Yeah, she kept missing, right? And I wasn't really putting it together. I was like, well, she's really missing a lot.
Me either. I said the same exact thing. And I said, I go, I don't even know. I go, why is she missing? I go, she's missing. I mean, while other ones that she's throwing at her, she's grabbing. And I didn't even realize that she was missing on purpose.
Hey, but to Double Lowe's comment, I kind of felt that way too, that they were setting up Agatha to be like a mentor figure to her.
Yes.
I did catch those vibes, but what's she going to do? Go to Westview, untrance her, learn some stuff, and then put her back under? Or maybe she'll just be like her consigliere moving forward or something.
Maybe she'll just help her out.
But, maybe something will happen in Doctor Strange where she needs to learn some stuff to power up, so she goes to tap Agatha,
Yeah, she even blocked Vision. She knew what she was doing, obviously, because Vision came up to help, and she just stopped him dead in the track. And like, "Nah, I got this." Long story short, she hits the whole hex with all the runes, and she caught Agatha lovely because Agatha absorbed some of her power and was like, "All right, I'm good," and then told her, "Oh, by the way, once a witch casts a spell, it can't be fixed or something," and then goes to blast her. And nothing.
She got nothing.
Nope. She had the what did they say in Thor Ragnarok? God of the thunder, the little fizzles that came out, whatever it was. But she had nothing. She was out of ammo. She was dead. Done. Right. No magic. The runes activate, and now we get the Scarlet Witch. She goes full on Scarlet costume, everything, and she absorbs Agatha's magic. Gone. Yeah. And I thought that was awesome, man. And then this is where there's some big time quotes here because they're setting up a lot of things in this point. They come back to the ground. Yeah, Goddess Sparkles. Thank you. That's what it looked like. The Goddess Sparkles. But they come back to the ground. And there's some really important quotes here. And side note, how good did she look in that costume?
Ooh. I'll tell you this much. That she made him redesign it. If you didn't hear,
I don't know.
So, I didn't hear that.
So she Elizabeth Olsen talked about how there was too much cleavage.
It looked very Magneto-esque to me, man. Like that.
I thought it did too. Yeah, if you notice the front middle piece, like the way it was obviously, and it was higher and everything like that. So that was like almost there was no cleavage whatsoever. So like it was kind of see through a little bit, but like. She had said she would like it to be less cleavage. So that's and you saw that they did that. So
I like the headdress thing, the crown.
I think it looked great either way.
I mean, I thought it looked fantastic. So
the cape coming from her waist, like the skirt, like it looked great. Yeah.
So here we go. They're on the ground, and now Wanda's talking to Agatha. Wanda, are you reading the chat?
What Coco said? She gave me a boner. I love that.
Agatha says, this is all important here because we are going to go back and touch on this. Agatha says, "You don't know what you've done. You have no idea what you've unleashed. You're going to need me."
Yep.
And
that was a mentor vibe right there too, right? Like,
yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And I gotta say, if going back to the Darkhold, I mean, is it Chthon? Is it? We really don't know, but something happens, and don't be surprised if you see Agatha again. Maybe even in Doctor Strange.
I mean, they definitely set it up to where they could.
Yeah, I like that they didn't kill her. I like when they don't kill the villains. It gives you an opportunity to bring them back, especially good ones. Like I always liked Hela, and I was a little upset when they killed her off because I thought she was great. So
I don't know if she could have done more though. You know what I'm saying? Like
probably not.
What else do you do with her after that? They told
I guess
the story.
not much, but I don't know. I liked her. I thought she was one of my favorites.
Oh, good.
So all right,
rendition.
At that point, Vision and Wanda have a conversation. Like, all right, Vision knows what's going to happen. He says to her, "You're going to fix this. You're just not going to fix it for us." Something along those lines. And this is where things get really emotional, man. I mean, I wouldn't say I cried or teared up or anything, but I definitely like felt horrible for Wanda, felt horrible for like Vision and the kids. Everything's going on.
She's losing everything again. So how can you not?
It all again?
That's the moment. That's the moment they're talking about, like that family moment, that like connection.
Yeah,
that
when they put the kids to bed.
Yeah,
for the last time.
She said, "Thank you for choosing me as your mom." Like that's like that
hits hard, man.
Gut wrenching thing right there.
Yeah. So with that, the hex starts to close in on them. Things are starting to change.
I kind of thought the hex was going to stop at the house
and just.
I thought that at first. Yeah.
They would have almost been in like lockdown.
Right.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking like it could expand when they leave or just be a little mini
follows them.
Yeah.
But you know what's one thing I thought was interesting here? And eventually the hex closes in on everyone. When the hex wasn't closing, but yet opening or being removed, or when Vision came out, it almost looked painful. This moment where she kind of collapsed it on itself, there was no pain.
Nope.
Kids weren't yelling. Kids weren't screaming. Vision was just even able to say goodbye. And that was it. So I thought that was interesting.
Because I think it wasn't.
The hex closes down.
It wasn't breaking.
Back. What?
It wasn't breaking.
It wasn't breaking. No,
you know what I'm saying? It was
like decomposing. Like the way he was created, he was being removed. And we get left with her standing in the house, just the foundation there in the clothes that she originally started all this in, that we saw a couple episodes with Agatha. We saw it a couple episodes ago. And
you want to look at the chat and just put Maddie's comment up there a minute? Because Eric
Forge is here.
Yeah, he said
in real quick. What's up, everyone? Just dropping to say what's up and ask Eric for my shirt. Yeah. I don't know if Eric's gonna be here. He was calling Matt out on the Darkhold, and well, he got that one right. So the show almost ends here. Did you guys get the vibe that when she put her hood on and walked away from the house, she almost looked like an old school witch? Or was that just me? She had the hood up, you couldn't really see her. Anyway, she goes back to town and everyone hates her.
Well, she can't really like let everybody in the town see her, right? Because
they saw her though.
Yeah.
They hated this chick, and her and Monica have a nice quick conversation. Basically, Monica says, nobody in town's going to know what none of these people are going to know what you sacrificed. And she basically says, if I had your powers, I would have brought my mom back too. So they have a nice little moment. And Wanda, another really important quote here. Wanda says something along the lines of she doesn't understand this power, but I will. And that's important. Maybe 5 minutes later, we find this out.
Right.
Basically, there's your end of your show, and we get 2 end credit scenes. The first one, Monica's going into the theater right there in the center of town for some debriefing or something.
Well, there wasn't really a debrief. It was just
wasn't really a debrief.
Nope.
We're setting up,
but there kind of was, right?
Yeah, there kind of was. And is this not setting up for a Secret Invasion style?
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's definitely referencing Nick Fury, right? Nick Fury is like, time to get you off the ground, right? Come chill, and he's probably working on something. So what's happening? There's good scrolls and bad scrolls, and that's why there's going to be a secret invasion storyline.
Yeah, I would imagine there's some bad scrolls in there. There's some good scrolls in there. I mean, this is assumption because I think we're still a little far off from.
Maybe Hayward was a scroll.
He could be. We're still pretty far off, I believe, from a secret invasion. But if they start, and Marvel's really good at this.
Yeah,
touching on things.
They're planting seeds everywhere.
Taking a little seed.
If you look at it, if you look at it, obviously that's how we get the tree in the end, right? We plant seeds everywhere, and then this is what exactly what they're doing. Because if you look at it, Monica's going to show up in Captain Marvel too, right? We're going to see that. We're going to see her in there. So that's the whole point of that. And they're going to get into that stuff because that's going to be more outer space kind of stuff. And then with the other scene afterwards, what that's going to open up, and we'll talk about that once you get to that, Gare.
Yeah. So here, this is interesting, and I didn't know this. I know the post-credit scene from Spider-Man: Far From Home. Nick Fury stands up, looking at a screen showing a beach. Turns out he's on some spaceship, which it's a sword headquarters, and to his left shoulder is some sort of hex. I can't confirm this. Cottonmouth, I'm sure you're right.
I feel like Secret Invasion, they're gonna go back to the MCU history and expose that certain people were really Skrulls this whole time to make it like a bigger feel.
They have to. And almost like it'll probably be like big moments that we all remember, like turning points where the Skrulls force something to go in this direction or this direction or stop this from happening and stuff like that. So that is the first end credit scene. And the second end credit scene is what we're going to talk about. And this has got to be probably one of the bigger moments.
Now let's talk about whose eyes are we seeing this out of? And it has like that yellow kind of like mist in the air from the Mind Stone. So is this Vision's consciousness finding Wanda? Like who are we supposed to be looking at the scene through?
So let me lay it out here. So really quick, the camera pans in. I almost thought we were coming in to the cabin like on a bird or Vision when it was coming in. The camera,
I think it's Vision, yeah.
Right? You know what I'm talking about? It felt like.
But you saw the little yellow stuff little glimmers they would have.
I did.
Yeah.
But. So Wanda's in a cabin, completely isolated by herself. She's making tea, whatever she's doing, and the camera pans right past her.
Mm-hmm.
And in the back room, from the astral plane, we could assume, you have a Wanda reading the Darkhold.
You have a Scarlet Witch reading the Darkhold.
Scarlet Witch, a full Scarlet Witch reading the Darkhold, very similar to Doctor Strange when he was training and learning, except one important difference.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, guy.
So here's the thing with this. Obviously, they're panning in on Wundagore, right? I mean, it has to be Wundagore. Like that's the mountain. So when they come in there, you see Wanda walking around. You see her making tea. Like she's just doing her normal stuff, guys. Okay.
Right.
Meanwhile, she's out of body, sitting there as Scarlet Witch, reading through this evil freaking book. Don't forget, this book is just pure evil, written by Cthon, right? Hello. So what did Doctor Strange do in his movie? He's sleeping. He has to sleep and study. He doesn't have that much power. Obviously, he has power. He's technically, supposedly going to be the Sorcerer Supreme, right? She's sitting there walking around like it's nothing and doing this at the same time. Right. That's how much power she has.
That's a flex.
Bonkers, dude. Bonkers.
So here's something else I wanted to touch on, which was really important. And I could be totally offbeat, totally wrong about this and all that. And Jem, I know you remember this. Feige hinted and talked about how they wanted Doctor Strange almost to go in a horror genre. They wanted to kind of dip into the horror genre.
Yeah.
Cthon was the one who created the werewolves, the Draculas, and all these bad, monstrous things. So did we just witness, basically, are we watching the origin of the horror genre in the MCU? Are we going to see a Werewolf by Night come?
It has to be. It has to be.
Is this where it's all starting from?
She's literally, let's talk about the circles that you see while she's doing it, okay? You see circles around her. She's literally looking through realms for her children right now. You hear the children in the background, and like literally, like you see her eyes change. Like did I hear them? Like, so she's opening all these realms or realities, like looking for her kids now that we thought they were gone, and maybe they're actually real. They're not gone.
Right.
So now she's going to be opening up these realms and opening up these doors. What do you think Doctor Strange is going to do in his movie, right? He's going to be going nuts saying, what is going on? He's the one who's supposed to keep everything in check, right?
Now, let me ask you this. Yeah. If the boys are alive, is there another Vision out there too?
I think just the White Vision. I think the White Vision.
That's who was looking at her. I think that was Vision's, and he doesn't have a body, but the consciousness of him is still lingering around.
Using like the power of the Mind Stone that's in Wanda.
Yeah, I think that he's gonna eventually merge with the White Vision. This body and the soul will be together again.
I think it has to happen. And Maddie sent me this. There is just the amount of monsters that Chthon created it's staggering. There's a whole bunch. I mean, it's too much. It's too much to read. It's just too much. But there's a lot.
Well, so think about this, guys. Here's my question to this. In the beginning of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness now, is Wanda going to be that? I'm not going to say she's the big bad because she's not. Is she going to be bad in the beginning of this movie? And then Strange is going to come in and say, what's going on? What are you doing? You open up this thing. Now it has a chance for Chthon or Mephisto to come back into our reality. We have to try and fix this, and I'm going to show you how to fix this. And they work together to fix what's going on. And obviously against the big bad in the movie.
Well, the thing is, Wanda's still learning. I mean, I don't see why she's not still learning with Doctor Strange. Maybe he helps her.
So here's the thing. She's learning from an evil book, though. Doctor Strange learned from books that were meant to do things and meant to do good, right?
Here you go, right here, right?
She's learning from an evil freaking book. And this goes back to what Maddie talked about and what he brought out in that comic that was coming out that they kind of held off on. That's the cover of the book, guys. And tell me that doesn't look like the ending of that movie when she's ending of the show when she's reading through the Darkhold. Hello, this goes back full circle. Again,
this was brought up on our episode 5 recap at the 50-minute mark, guys. This was brought up weeks ago. This is that book right here, Marvel Spotlight 4. This is the first Darkhold.
It's awesome.
So we talked about it. Here it is again.
Yeah, look at the circles, right?
Yep.
See the circles on the left page?
You see circles on the left. You see circles around her.
That was like the multiverse of circles, right?
The what?
Well, I'm thinking these are realms. These are realms that she's opening, right, Jem? Look, and obviously she's doing it looking for the kids and stuff like that. But when you do that, you're subject not only to you going in, stuff coming out. So, that opens up a whole different story. And I don't think Doctor Strange is going to be very happy with that.
So if we see Scarlet Witch go dark, I mean, again, we did talk about these books, West Coast Avengers here, number 55, and here's her first cover appearance, 56.
Yep. And Jay posted those today, talking about them again.
I think that White Vision book too is still going to have some legs because they didn't resolve it. There's still potential.
It does, and I was really nervous about investing in that book, but
and it's funny.
Got legs now, man.
I took this one out the other day and I go, look at this one. I go, this is funny, this book, right? At the end of this book, the last page of this book, Tommy and Billy disappear from like their nursery. So someone took Tommy and Billy at the end of this book, right? That's my question. You never saw them get hit by the hex. You didn't. Vision get hit by the X.
Right.
So here's the thing.
Never saw them disappear.
They could have got Tommy.
Did they get pulled? Did they get pulled before shit went down, right? Quicksilver, we didn't see where he went, right?
So Avengers 186, this is actually the first Chthon, I believe. So this is the first full Chthon. This is the cameo, but I'm pretty sure this is the first Darkhold. So, Guy, that's a great point. We don't see the kids ever disappear.
Nope.
And then we hear that. So maybe Vision is gone. And the kids were snatched and taken somewhere before they could disappear.
Before they got hit by the hex, yeah.
Totally possible.
Don't forget, we hear them calling her as she's looking through the realms. So this opens up a whole can of worms for the next shows, guys.
Here you go. Confirmed hex on a screen behind Fury at the end of Spider-Man, except it's blue, not red, so likely a coincidence. That I can't speak to that because I honestly don't know. That's really it for WandaVision, guys. That was the whole thing. I mean, there's a lot to go from here.
What I just want to say about WandaVision is like, I think it's safe to say that Wanda and Vision were very underutilized in the MCU movies, especially with how much potential Scarlet Witch has as a character. So I think that this series did such a great job of fleshing out both characters, especially Scarlet Witch, and really doing her justice and having all the power that she has now. She's stronger than Doctor Strange, and just all the potential that was kind of wasted on in the movies has kind of been brought into fruition here.
So, Jem, here's the actual question, though. Was it wasted or was it done purposely?
Whether it was purposely or not, they did a good job of tying it up.
Correct.
You know?
So they're not thinking. Remember, they're not thinking movie to movie to movie.
Right. No,
this is chess. This is chess with Marvel. They're thinking 10 moves ahead. So did they know to downplay this character because they knew what they were going to do with her? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because
that's genius. It's genius.
Her powers were always just like telekinesis, right? It wasn't really and everybody used to say, well, she really has like hex powers. She really has like chaos powers, and they never really utilized that. Only a little bit showing Vision.
She didn't. Now we know that she didn't know.
She didn't know how to use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna, and it's scary. How strong is she gonna get?
Yeah.
Like, is there anybody stronger?
No.
There you go.
When it comes to magic, I gotta say no.
There you go.
We got a $10 super chat here from Joker GTZ. Thank you for that, Joker. Appreciate it. So, 6 hours to flesh out a character, though. I think they did a great job, though, with that.
It was fun. Look, man, this is the return of the MCU. They spaced it out over 9 weeks. It gave everybody shit to talk about for the whole time. It teased us with this weird sitcom thing, but then it ended up becoming like a real MCU movie and or MCU type of film or whatever you want to call it. But
that last episode,
I was into it, man. I thought it was good.
Yeah, again, I really enjoyed it, and you didn't get one character. I mean, we got Spectrum. Maybe it's Spectrum, right? We got the twins, because they're around. We got White Vision. Because when this started, Vision was dead. We had no Vision.
Yeah,
we got mutants, boys. We got mutants.
They're touching on mutants. We got a $4.99 super chat. Michael Benson, hear me out. I know Zemo is in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but what if he's being mind controlled, meaning the big bad for Falcon and Winter Soldier, Mephisto?
I'm almost like, man, what's Falcon and Winter Soldier going to be like? Because to me, this show was on another level. This was like never before done.
I don't think you're gonna have like the crazy Easter eggs and the crazy theories for Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think it's gonna be done differently.
Maybe not crazy theories, but I think they're gonna pepper in Easter eggs. I think they're gonna do a lot of callbacks to the comics and stuff. I mean, they're good for that. You know, maybe we'll get the mutants. Maybe the Omega Red thing will pan out. We'll see. You know,
and then I definitely see a Falcon Winter Soldier being more like a Winter Soldier movie, right? Cap 2.
I like what Abe said. No, I'm sorry. Themyscira Comics says now we have a fear of mutants. Yo, for real. They established the hell out of that.
Oh, yeah. You saw them looking at her. The whole town was terrified.
Oh, yeah.
So
I don't think this could have worked. Again, I know I stated this before. I don't know if it was on air or not, but I don't think this could have worked as a movie. I think this is perfect as a TV show.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And we got a lot. We did get a lot. And I what I was going to say is Falcon Winter Soldier is going to be like Captain America 2 Winter Soldier. I think Loki, which comes up next after,
that's going to be this all over again.
I think it's going to be a blend. I do think you're going to get a little action, but it's going to be a lot of theories, a lot of speculation, I think you're going to get a lot of that out of Loki. I think Loki's going to be a lot of fun. I think Falcon Winter Soldier is going to be pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this now. Final episode. What are we grading it? Go ahead, Guy.
I give it a 9. I do. I give it a 9 on this one. I think that might be my highest grade. Actually, no, my second highest grade. I give it a 9. It wasn't necessarily my favorite episode, But I do believe that I think the way it ended and what it did was it opened the door to really so many other things, and I think that they accomplished that. So I think it leads into so much more. So that's what I got out of it. I they put it together well. The CGI was good. I liked the battles between everybody. You knew it was coming. So it's just a matter of how they did it, and then literally what they're leading into is the important part. That's what I took from it. I think there's so much more because of what they're doing. Boner was from Growing Pains. He was from Growing Pains.
Didn't he appear in the episode from the 80s?
Who, Evan Peters or?
Yeah. And Growing Pains wasn't Growing Pains
in the Growing Pains episode?
But how about that was Ralph the whole time? I guess just because Agatha was like, that was her base, I guess, right? It wasn't her house, it was Ralph's house.
Real quick, and I want to talk to Dave here. What do you got on this one?
On plot holes?
No. Grade.
I think I'm gonna go 9 too. I think every episode I went up. And so last week's was even, I gave it a 10, but this one I'm going to give it a 9. I mean, I liked it a lot. I did, and there's a lot of things that they answered some things, but I think the stuff like what with White Vision, I thought that could have been played out better. And where the hell did he go? No explanation. But we'll probably find out. But I don't know. It was a strong 9. I can't see myself giving it a perfect 10. I didn't expect much bigger than what we got. I thought it was going to be pretty straightforward. So it was good. A solid 9.
Matt and Jay are also giving it 9s, and I'm going to be – this is the first time I think we're all in agreement. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with 9 as well. I thought it was phenomenal, but stuff like this, like Dave Cerrone, let's talk about plot holes. There's certainly plot holes, or are they leaving it open-ended? We still don't know who the missing person was in the beginning of the show.
Wasn't it Ralph? Somebody was saying it was Ralph.
But was it?
But does it matter?
I don't think it matters.
And can we just go back to the "Don't shoot me, I'm just a messenger" again? He says it like the mailman. Do we need to hear it again? Are they doing it on purpose so we hear it again, or was he actually just saying literally, "I'm just a messenger. We were just messing with you the whole time"?
Well, Senor Scratchy, that's something interesting too. The rabbit literally ate a cicada. Rabbits don't eat cicadas; they eat like lettuce and carrots and stuff. And the beekeeper. So the beekeeper.
Hold on. Didn't the cicada turn into a bird when he ate it?
No, he turned the bird back into. She turned the bird back into the cicada. I thought. Regardless, bunnies don't eat either of those things, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, the beekeeper though was just the sword guy they were sending in underground, but he just came into Wandavision
when they.
Made it make sense for that timeline, right? Like that suit, that hazmat suit, had to be something fathomable in 1950s or something.
And that was something I was wrong on in the beginning when we were doing all this. Is we were talking about AIM, weren't they referenced or referred to as the beekeepers in the comic books?
It could have just been a nod, right?
Again, I think there were just a lot of nods that
I was wrong here too.
We're meant to put you in there so you did think about other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
They specifically brought her back in that last episode too, right? Like she has some important.
Well, she said her name. And her name
was it Susan or something?
Yeah, but her last name it goes to. I think I read this. It went to like obviously something with the witches too.
And this is possible too, Michael. Anything left unanswered was meant to be unanswered. I mean, we don't know where Vision went. We'll find out.
Yeah.
We're going to find out about the Darkhold. Honestly, this makes me want to get to Doctor Strange quicker.
Yeah. Well, when
Doctor Strange, and now, I mean, you have so much.
Vision was fighting Vision in the library, that also came up too. There was a sign that said something about the bees again.
Oh, was there? I didn't catch that.
Yeah, there was a sign on the wall that said something about the bees. So they referenced that again, and obviously we know that Marvel put stuff for a reason. So.
Well, I also think the bees around the suit was just because the WandaVision hex made him a beekeeper, and just bees are around a beekeeper. You know what I'm saying? Like it just went with the suit more. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was done on purpose, though.
I don't know.
Want to rumble with the bee, huh?
It's hard to grade the series as a whole.
You say that, and then what's the next line, though, Jem? Throw a hex on the whole family.
Dang.
See, you rolled into it. You didn't even see that you did that.
I didn't even see that. Dressed in all black like the Omen.
Yep.
So it's hard to give a grade on this whole series, but I'll tell you what, we're definitely going to compare it to Falcon Winter Soldier, right? I mean,
oh yeah,
and then Loki. So, is there anything else you guys want to add to this? Because I'd love to hear it. I mean, I think we've covered a lot.
I listen. I enjoyed the show from start to finish. I know a lot of people didn't like the first 3 episodes. I like the throwback to the old shows. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a different way of doing things. I don't think we've ever seen that before. I think they really paid cool homage and made you realize why she did it too. So I mean, I had fun with it.
And I think not only did they flesh out the Scarlet Witch character so much, but Elizabeth Olsen, man, she showed so much range where she was so one-dimensional in the movies, but she really strutted her stuff in this series, and I think she did a great job.
She was
she separated herself from Michelle Tanner. I'll tell you that much. Her 2 sisters.
Oh God, she
not
was
Michelle Tanner. It's that's the show name.
The sisters.
Yeah, well, Full House, Michelle.
Full House.
Juan again with a good point here. Wiccan had blue magic, which when he stopped the bullet,
so he's a witch. He's like one of those witches that were at the
because they had the blue magic too,
and the blue crown even.
Yeah. So I will say this guy's going into Falcon Winter Soldier somewhere, some way. I don't know if Jem wants to get involved, Guy. I don't know what's going on, but we will cover it, whether it's here or our Pressable Defects. I'm not sure what's going on. We'll post it. We'll let you guys know. I believe we only have 6 episodes. They're about an hour long.
Yeah, it's definitely a shorter series, but longer episodes.
Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
David here, great point too. Catherine Hahn killed it as well. I mean, I think everyone brought their A game to this, man. And
listen, I think we opened up Paul Bettany to realize how good he is.
Yeah, that you actually. I really liked the show. I thought it was great. I thought it was a wonderful way to get back to the MCU.
Yeah, I think it was.
Put up Dave Theron's comment, Garrett.
I mean, there's people that didn't love it, but I'm sure it was a successful show and a good one to bring back the MCU.
Yeah. And
Dave Cerrone said, if you see his comment, he said, "Leadership looks good on you." When Monica went to go talk to Wong.
Oh yeah.
Which obviously that opens up Agents of Atlas and obviously how he's going to take over that and head that. So you have a lot of stuff that like they kind of, once again, planting those seeds, even if they don't bring it up, you planted the seed to give you that option, you know?
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of little foundations built here, a lot of seeds there. I'll tell you right now, we will be referencing WandaVision for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to come back and say, you remember in WandaVision when this happened? Well, look what's happened now. So, Mac 1413, do you think X-Men 4 is going to be the next big book to really go on fire? There are so many of those books out there in 9/8. They're already climbing. I think they're about $140, where a year ago they were about $100.
It used to be a $50 book before the movie stuff.
Yeah, I mean, how high can that book go? Will it see more over 250? I can't imagine.
Shit, I think it could do that.
You think so? Look
at other books right now that are going crazy, man. Like the whole market right now is crazy. Everything is super.
The market is insane. So all right, guys, definitely keep an eye out for Falcon Winter Soldier. We'll keep you posted on where we'll be handling that. And anything else, Guy? Anything you want to finish off with or say?
No, listen, I had fun coming on some of the times. I know Jay and Matt held their own. You know those guys are very good at what they do. Shout out to Maddie and Jay, obviously, and Maddie for dropping that knowledge about the Darkhold and Cathan, because I think he did a great job with that. It was fun times. I appreciate you guys. Head over and jump to our 2,500 subscriber giveaway video, guys.
That's right.
We're giving away a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So you can enter to win, and we're giving away free stuff on our Pressable Defects YouTube channel. So
links in the bio for that. Jem, what do you got going on? Anything you want to add or finish up with this series? Did you have fun?
Huh?
Did you have fun? I thought we had a good time.
It made me think of, should we do the 3rd show on my channel? I guess that would be Loki. You know what I mean? So I did have fun. The only thing I really want to talk about is this Red Sonja 1 cover we got. My daughter's first comic book cover, published artwork. We got an
congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to do it on Indiegogo again. We have the RSVP pages up right now. If you just go to type Mint Collectibles Indiegogo, it'll come right up, and RSVP for the cover because the campaign is probably going to start real soon.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you know when it's going live?
Not yet. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in a week or so.
So update. You guys sign up for that, and you'll get notified when it's live.
Yeah,
and it's a great cover. Have you been showing it yet? I don't know if I know.
No, I've shown it.
Okay, cool. We do have a couple super chats real quick. CLG Comics. I need to eat crow. I said Michael Fassbender was coming, and to take it to the bank, I was wrong, dude. We were all wrong on a lot of things. Joseph Shaw, $5. Thanks for hosting these guys. Not a problem. It was an absolute blast. This was a lot of fun, and I want to thank you guys for coming on. This was 8 weeks of this. Of course, Matt and Jay aren't here, but they put in their 2 cents as well. And again, I got to say kudos to Matty Forge for pulling this one out, man. Werewolf by Night. This is Marvel Spotlight number 4, first Darkhold. We were even referencing this cover, which looks eerily similar to this. I mean, come on. And again, if you guys want to go back, people love to say our receipts and all that BS, but you go back to episode 5 recap at the 50-minute mark where Matty breaks that down weeks ago before a lot of people. So thanks to him. Thanks to you guys. Keep an eye out for Falcon Winter Soldier coverage in 2 weeks. And the 15,000 subscriber giveaway is going to be a week or 2 out. I have some other videos I want to post before I do that giveaway. So with
Gary, man, congrats. You just hit 15,000 subscribers, man.
Yeah,
congrats.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's overnight. So, CLG, what cover was that? That was a cover that never came to be.
It didn't come out yet. Yeah. I mean, it's supposedly coming out. They held it off, CLG. Matty talked about it. If you go back to that video, he said that they were holding off and they stopped production of this and held it off because of pretty much the show. It had to, that had to have been the reason. So, you know, so they held off bringing out this book, and then obviously now, they found a picture of it.
So that's it, guys. I had an absolute blast doing this again. Thank you to the chat, man. The chat's just been growing like crazy for these, and I think everyone's enjoying them as much as I am. So thank you to everyone. Thanks to the super chats, Jam Guy. Thank you guys so much. Their channels are in the description below. And again, stay tuned for Falcon Winter Soldier. We'll let you guys know where that's going to be covered. Have a great night. Thank you for everything.